Hi, this is the second part B of my road trip series, and today I'm going to tell you about the paints and crayons that I use on my art road trips. I'm Rita Goldner, author and illustrator of children's picture books, but I'm really passionate about painting, especially on location. So I hope I can motivate you to get out while your weather is nice wherever you are and paint. So I'm going to show you my paint setup for my road trip. The lap desk that I showed you on my previous video of equipment, I had covered with saran wrap, but I took the saran wrap off because I'd originally been afraid I was going to get this covered with paint. But then my sister said everything I have is covered with paint, and so I should just own it and get it covered with paint, and that'll be it. So I took the saran wrap off, and I have a nice flat surface to put my palette on with a little lip. So I am going to get this covered with paint. The types of canvas that I'm bringing with me are this kind that has a thickness to it, a depth to it, so you can paint around the sides and then you don't have to buy a frame for it. You can just hang it on the wall like this. I'm keeping the sizes small though, because I don't want to be having too much work to do, and I'm wanting quick setup and quick takedown. I'll also take some canvases like this in case I do want to frame something when I get home. So those are the canvases I'm taking. When I first sit down, I'm going to sketch out my scene with these water-soluble crayons, but they mix well with my paint. And like I said on a lot of my drawing videos, I like it when you make a million mistakes and don't go back, don't erase, just keep on moving. So these, if you make a million mistakes, are water soluble, so you can just take a wet brush and go over them. This is what I'm using instead of paper towels to wipe my brushes off. It's just an old phone book, but the pages are kind of absorbent, so you can just rip a page off and use it to wipe your paintbrush without having to waste paper towels. The thing I do like to invest a little bit of money in is these brushes. Everything else in my setup is somewhat on the cheap side, simply because that's how I roll. But it's worth it to invest a few dollars in some halfway decent brushes. Like these brushes cost an average of $5 or $6, but everything else I have is fairly cheap. The paint that I'm using, I got this on Amazon. And I guess I should mention that I'm not an affiliate, so anything that I show you that I bought, it's because I use it and it works pretty well, but I'm not getting any kind of a commission or a kickback. This is kind of compact, and it comes with a mixing tray. It also comes with its own brushes, but since the paint is cheap, I'm guessing these are cheap brushes. But it's called Gouache, Gouache, and I'll put the link in the description below. And the paint is kind of like the consistency of toothpaste. These paints are not smelly like oil paint. So you could be sleeping in a camper or in a hotel room, and this smell isn't going to keep you awake at night. It's water soluble, and so you can go back in and change things that you don't like about the painting continuously. Even 6 months later, you could go back with a wet paintbrush and change something. When you get it to the point where you are satisfied with the painting, here's 2 cans of fixative that you can buy in an art store that are a little bit more expensive than Krylon that you can buy in Home Depot. Just a spray can of Krylon will make your painting bulletproof. So you don't have to buy this kind of fixative. It's a little bit more expensive. I also pack a water sprayer too, just to keep everything moving and everything fluid on your painting. Last but not least, I use this trick when I'm teaching plein air classes to beginners. It's just a plastic sheet that you can bring and hold it up in front of your face if you have a landscape. And maybe you've got a rock over here, and maybe you've got a tree or a cactus or something growing over there, and maybe you've got a sky line in the distance with a bunch of mountains. I'm just doing this as sort of like a reference that you might have a cloud in the sky. And if you hold this in front of your face and make these shapes, then you can lay this plastic sheet down next to you while you're painting on your canvas, just to give you a hint and some help with the composition. I'm not saying that you should trace anything. I'm just saying if you hold it up in front of your face while you're looking at a landscape, you'll be able to tell the size proportion between a tree and a mountain, or a rock and a cloud, or something like that. So this is just a little, kind of a little crutch you can use if you're new to plein air painting. So I hope you'll be out and about like me, plein air painting and enjoying this beautiful country. If you like this video and you want to see more like it, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on the little bell so you'll be notified the next time I post a video. Thanks for watching.